Good morning. It is 11:46 a.m. and I am on my way to the tanning salon. Thought I'd take you with me today. I committed to strength training 2 days a week and decided I would do Saturdays and Tuesdays because just the way my week goes, it seems that Saturday and Tuesday are my highest energy days, that I feel like I can get hard things done, like heavy lifting and heavy work, or I say dirty work sometimes. So Saturday and Tuesday, and I just completed a 30-minute full body strength training workout by Melissa Neal. She's my favorite YouTube workout star, YouTube star. She's from the UK, and she became a bikini competitor at the age of 50. And I found her on my when I was 49, and so she's been my inspiration for the last year or so. But I couldn't do a whole lot of strength training for the last couple of years because in 2020 I had hand surgery, and after the hand surgery I developed frozen shoulder in the right shoulder, and then it moved over into the left and I had two frozen shoulders. So I lost a good deal of my mobility in I could only lift my arm on the right side to about to here was the highest I could lift my arm for quite some time. So it took about 1.5 to 2 years to get my mobility back, to even reach over my head. But now I've realized I do have my full mobility back, but I've lost some strength because I hadn't been keeping up with upper body workouts. And that's something I've always enjoyed and wanted to be, not super muscular, but definitely in great shape. And they say that once you hit about 40, you lose 15% of your muscle mass just because of aging. So you really have to actively work to replace that muscle mass, and you have to do that not just by working out, but by eating properly. And that's something else I've definitely not been doing over the last several months. It reminds me of years ago I dated a bodybuilder, and he was also a personal trainer. And I remember thinking, wow, I'm going to get in the best shape of my life dating a personal trainer bodybuilder. But I didn't know at that time that there's different phases in bodybuilding, and one of them is called the bulking up phase. And that's when I actually dated him. And he was wanting to date me because he knew I had ability to cook. So during his bulking up phase, he was eating as much calories as he could. I mean, he would eat 50 chicken wings in one sitting and a pound of pasta with heavy cream Alfredo sauce, and he also taught me about the importance of sleep, and that is when actually your muscles grow. So he actually would sometimes sleep 10 to 12 hours a day and eat. So his goal was to just get mass, to get big. And it wasn't until closer to the competition that he would actually lean down and then get super strict with his eating and kick up the cardio and all of that. So I like to say that the last several months, this last fall and winter, I was in the bulking up phase, or at least just the eat whatever you want phase, who cares? Because I had done intermittent fasting for over a year and had lost close to 40 pounds and was happy with that, except for I did notice muscle loss. Just the shape of my legs, my hips, my backside was starting to flatten out. And flat isn't that much more attractive than fat. I started to miss the plumpness. I'm like, no, put it back. So I kind of turned to sweets again and started eating whatever I wanted. And it seemed like I was getting away with it for a while. And it wasn't until probably 3 months later that I'm like, oh, it caught up to me all at once. Like one day I woke up and suddenly now all my clothes are too tight. And so I know I have to get serious about my eating, because there's a phrase that I heard, and I keep hearing it in my mind, is you can't outrun a bad diet. You know, as much as you think, oh, I can just work out a whole lot, even if you really enjoy it, it's a lot easier to eat 1,000 calories than it is to burn it. So you got to really be mindful of what you're eating. And for me, I'm really focusing on protein. They say to aim for a gram of protein for your ideal body weight. So I'm just going to use a round number of 150. So that sounds like way too much. 150 grams of protein. That's a lot of food. So I'm going to have to get creative, do meal prepping. Again, when I break things down into 2 days a week or 1 day a week, for me it's much more manageable than, you know, trying to do something every single day, even though there are things that do need to be done every single day. But I've narrowed those down to what I call self-care rituals. And I'll do another video about those to go over what those are, the essentials that I feel are the most important to do every day, and that can be done every day. I mean, as soon as you say you're going to do something every day, it's like something happens to throw off your schedule, you know, something unexpected. So you got to be able to create something that's realistic and that you can live with and come back to, you know, when you get to. Because things don't always come out exactly the way you want. Actually, I don't think they ever do. But I can also say that often they come out better than you think. They can come out better than you think. I tend to catastrophize, so things usually turn out better than I think they're going to. Not worse, but sometimes they turn out worse too. That's just life. The weather in Ohio has turned cold again. We had a few high 60-degree days that felt like summer was here. We had some flowers bloom in February instead of April showers bring May flowers. It's like we got flowers in February. I said, well, maybe we need them, because things were getting pretty dark and dreary for everyone. And flowers just have a way of inspiring hope, I guess. Beauty, hope. They're just nice. I guess that's why we tend to send flowers to people when they're not feeling down, when they're not feeling well, or just to let them know that you care. But I just wanted to do a video to say that I did commit to that, hold myself accountable that way. It's not always good to announce things unless you really know you're going to stick with it. I'm bad about that too. I'll say, hey, I'm going to do this, and then a week later I lose momentum or whatever, and it's like, yeah, I don't really care anymore. And then someone will say, so how's this going? And then you have to feel like, oops, yeah, I kind of didn't stick with that. So, but I really do. I've always wanted to have a good workout regimen and be in great shape. And my reasons for that have stayed the same over the years. For, you know, a lot of it is just for the look of it. You know, you look better. But now that I'm getting older, there's a lot of health reasons too that weren't really a concern before that are now. But I am at the salon, so I'm going to go ahead and shut this off, and I will see you tomorrow.